For millions of viewers in the 1970s, Demond Wilson wasn't just an actor on a screen. He was part of the weekly rhythm of American life. Every episode, he appeared in living rooms across the country, steady, familiar, and grounded, anchoring one of television's most explosive comedic performances. Fame came quickly and loudly, yet Wilson himself never chased the spotlight with desperation. He played his role with restraint, intelligence, and quiet strength, becoming the emotional counterweight to chaos. While audiences laughed, few realized how demanding that position truly was. Being the calm center in a storm requires discipline, patience, and self-control. Wilson mastered that balance early in his career, and it's one reason his work still resonates decades later. His presence represented stability in a time when television comedy was evolving rapidly and cultural representation mattered more than ever. Becoming Lamont Sanford. In 1972, Demond Wilson stepped into the role that would define his career. Lamont Sanford, the practical, long-suffering son to Fred Sanford. At just 26 years old, Wilson was paired with Red Fox, a veteran comedian with enormous presence and experience. Holding your own next to a performer like Fox was no small task, yet Wilson did it effortlessly. Lamont wasn't loud or flashy. He was grounded, thoughtful, and human. That contrast made the comedy work. While Fred schemed and exaggerated, Lamont reacted the way real people would, and audiences recognized themselves in him. The chemistry between the two actors felt natural, not forced, creating moments that were hilarious yet emotionally believable. Sanford and Son quickly became more than a sitcom. It became a cultural touchstone that reflected family, frustration, love, and resilience. Fame without illusion. At its peak, Sanford and Son reached tens of millions of viewers each week, making Demond Wilson one of the most recognizable faces on television. Fame of that magnitude often comes with illusions about fulfillment, but Wilson learned early that popularity doesn't automatically equal peace. While the show brought financial success and widespread recognition, it also came with intense schedules, pressure to perform, and the risk of being permanently typecast. Wilson remained grateful but never blinded. He understood that a career built solely on public approval can be fragile. Instead of leaning into excess or ego, he stayed observant and reflective, quietly questioning what kind of life he truly wanted. That internal awareness would later shape decisions that surprised Hollywood, but ultimately defined his legacy far more than ratings ever could. Life after the spotlight. When Sanford and Son ended in 1977, Wilson didn't disappear overnight. He continued working, taking on new sitcoms, film roles, and television projects that allowed him to explore different sides of his craft. Yet something had shifted internally. The industry kept moving forward, but Wilson felt himself moving inward. He wasn't chasing the next big hit at any cost. Over time, the excitement of fame began to feel hollow compared to deeper questions about purpose, responsibility, and personal integrity. Many actors fear stepping away, terrified of being forgotten. Wilson saw it differently. He recognized that stepping back didn't mean failure, it meant choosing intention over momentum. That mindset set him apart in an industry built on constant visibility and relentless self-promotion. A turning point of faith. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, Demond Wilson experienced a profound spiritual awakening that reshaped his priorities entirely. Faith wasn't a marketing tool or a phase. It became a foundation. He later became an ordained minister, dedicating significant portions of his life to service, teaching, and reflection. Wilson spoke openly about how fame had left him feeling unfulfilled. despite outward success. He described Hollywood as seductive but spiritually draining, a place where values can erode quietly over time. Instead of allowing that environment to define him, he chose to redefine himself. That decision required walking away from lucrative opportunities and public attention, something few people are willing to do voluntarily. For Wilson, faith wasn't about retreating from life. It was about engaging with it more honestly. Choosing principle over popularity. One of the most remarkable aspects of Demond Wilson's journey is his willingness to turn down work that conflicted with his beliefs. In an industry where compromise is often expected, he chose alignment instead. This decision led to a long hiatus from acting, spanning nearly 2 decades. While others chased relevance, Wilson focused on purpose. He wrote books, preached, mentored, and lived outside the spotlight without resentment or regret. That kind of discipline is rare, especially for someone who once had fame at his fingertips. He understood that success measured only by visibility is incomplete. By choosing principle over popularity, Wilson redefined what achievement could look like beyond applause, proving that walking away can sometimes be the most powerful move of all. A quiet return to acting. After many years away, Wilson eventually returned to acting, not out of necessity, but intention. His later work carried a different energy, more reflective and grounded than before. He wasn't trying to reclaim fame or compete with his past. He was simply contributing where it felt meaningful. That distinction matters. His return reminded audiences that creativity doesn't expire and that stepping away doesn't erase talent. Instead, it can deepen it. Wilson approached his later roles with perspective, drawing from a life fully lived rather than a career endlessly chased. His presence felt deliberate, calm and purposeful, reflecting a man at peace with his choices. In a culture obsessed with comebacks, his return felt less like a revival and more like a quiet continuation, more than a sitcom star. While Demond Wilson will always be remembered as Lamont Sanford, limiting his legacy to one role misses the larger picture. He was an actor, yes, but also a thinker, a minister, an author, and a father. He demonstrated that identity doesn't have to be singular, and that reinvention doesn't always require reinvention of image. His life stands as evidence that fulfillment can exist beyond cameras and contracts. He showed that stepping away from fame doesn't mean stepping away from impact. For many, his journey offers reassurance that it's possible to honor your gifts without letting them control you. In an industry driven by noise, Wilson's quiet confidence remains one of his most powerful statements. The legacy that remains. Demond Wilson's story isn't about loss, it's about choice. It's about recognizing when applause is no longer enough and having the courage to seek something deeper. His work continues to bring laughter through reruns watched by new generations, while his personal journey offers lessons that extend far beyond entertainment. He proved that faith and fame don't have to coexist, that success doesn't always mean staying visible, and that walking your own path can be an act of strength rather than retreat. In remembering Demond Wilson, we're reminded that legacy isn't just what you're known for, but what you stand for. His life encourages reflection, authenticity, and the bravery to live intentionally, even when the world expects you to stay exactly where you are.